Think I'm there. And chat is up.
Alrighty, good afternoon. Unless you're on the West Coast, good one, then that'd be good morning. But welcome to the second CV2 tournament, rando tournament match. This one will be featuring Billick versus Sathdresh. So kind of a recap of how we got here. Billick defeated Zytoriak. In the previous round, Sathdresh defeated Big Daddy Drums, who
I
is
think I
also
have this on.
joining me on comms. So anyway, Big Daddy, do you have any pre-race predictions for this one as we get this going?
Is there a reason why I can't hear you?
Huh, that's weird. My microphone's coming in fine.
Right? She's
Alright, can you hear me now?
See, is this working now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Okay, yeah, I'll do it off my phone then. It seems to be working. So. Yeah, I think this will work better.
Alright, so the runners will be starting it pretty soon here. Giving them the red signal to go. See what this seed has in store for us today. So while they're ready up, do you want to do a little quick recap of how the first race today went for everybody?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Just because for timing purposes. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, GG on your race too. Came in under 50 minutes, which I think is probably one of the better times that we've seen out of this tournament so far. Certainly given the seeds that have been doled out recently. So, made good plays in terms of as far as routing goes. It seems like that the route that you took for that race was certainly almost dead point to kind of what was being dealt to you. So, how did you feel about it?
Yeah, like I said, it felt like every decision worked out, kind of thing. Obviously, the clues were very helpful as well, kind of thing. It's one of those things where if you're playing this, if you're a beginner to the seed, it's like, ooh, man, this seed is helpful. So it looks like they both have started.
All right.
Nice time timer. Waiting from the start on stream, obviously. We'll just see what the first three items in Jove are, and then we'll make some predictions.
Certainly. It should be another really good matchup, though. Got two really good CV2 players. Should be an even match for sure.
So this is probably actually, I think, the deepest tournament pool of CV2 Rando yet. Feels like everyone is capable of being everyone. It looks like our first item is the heart. Second item is garlic. Billick did not check the third item. He's just going straight to farm.
Yeah, he figures he's there. You're gonna see that town 3 or 4 times before it's all said and done. So.
Third item is a crystal. So what would you do in this situation, knowing that you had the heart? You had to worry about the heart. You also had a crystal, and also the garlic. So you got 3 progression items right at the start.
Yeah. My general path might, believe it or not, might be to do Berkeley first. I'm always a little hesitant, for better or for worse, as far as trying to go to Brahms early on, A, without knowing for certain that you're going to have an oak stake, or 2, even necessarily having something to take death out with. So
That's how I feel about Berkeley, obviously. Without the oak stake, I feel like Berkeley's too long in mansion to double dip. Same thing with Brahms.
yeah.
They also have the 2 garlics, obviously. Both runners are doing their farming strats.
See, that's interesting too, because then in a lot of ways too, to go all the way down to go check blue crystal, and that garlic is certainly out of the way too, without having something to at least either nail or at least holy water get you started.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I would do in this situation. I would actually try to clear left side. Get the red crystal, check the crystal swamp, and morning star checks, as well as getting that graveyard duck check out of the way quickly.
Yeah, that's not a bad process, because I mean, you're really only halfway to any of these, most of these checks anyway. So that would generally be the rule of thumb, right? Is to go check red crystal early, and since you have the stuff to make your way down that way.
They both. All right, so they got 4 HP zombies, so an unlucky roll for both of them with the enemy randomizer. There is 0 HP, and enemies are randomized in this randomizer, for lack of better words. Except in the town. Just the HP is randomized.
Yeah, given the items that we have, I think this might turn into a lot like the first race that you guys had before too, where you both are probably going to end up taking different paths probably from the get-go.
Alright, looks like Billick's just hit level 1. No, Sath hit level 1 already, I think he might have. So, we can see that on Sathdresh's screen that yes, you can buy things at night, but the trade-off is townspeople get in the way while you're farming zombies. Not particularly bad here, but there are a couple towns where they just are in the way. It's just frustrating. Alright, Sath hitting level 1. Here's to it. So the race will start as soon as the 2 leave Jova. Well, it's basically the same thing. Billick's got all 3 of his things. Try and get as many hearts as he can. You got merchant check and a free check on each side of Jova. Although your merchant check on the right side is inside a mansion. Stop buying extra garlic. He's gonna need more hearts. Billick may be going left side. That's kind of the dangerous part about going left side. The enemies are very tanky at night.
And we also run into that dilemma that you don't know what you're going to end up with when you're trying to cross the river as well.
Yeah, that's why I try to figure out what's at the river at the beginning. It's a strat that Tusnek added into the randomizer meta. See how difficult the swamp is, and this swamp is very difficult. And graveyard enemies, if they hit you, they do a lot of damage. Too bad for Billick. Rid of that mummy, and that's all I need to do. Probably gonna take another death before he gets on the boat. Got a Medusa head on front side, back side. We got Mudman and a Black Panther. Yeah, this is a doable boat ride, but it's going to require a little bit of finessing to make it work. There's your finessing right there.
Oh no!
Ouch. See if Sath gets it first try. He does. We gotta watch out for that. Never mind. That's one way to prevent getting hit by the guy. Just despawn it.
Yep.
Billick able to get across. Oh, Sath going to Brahms. Well, here we got our first route divergence here.
There we go.
Not necessarily a bad play either. It's same yeah, more checks. He has more checks going to Brahms, but he does risk the possibility of having to double dip. Billick gets a whip upgrade. That's good for him. Now he can. It'll be easier for him to farm left side, since farming in towns won't be too problematic. I believe that was an intentional game over by Billick there. Give him most opportunity to farm the level 3, level 2. Level 3 is a little long.
Yeah, plus we're losing
screens. Worst case scenario, you can always farm in the towns.
Yep.
You see what Sap picked
missed
up?
that.
We'll just figure it out when he menus. It's not like you could say
Yeah,
no.
I missed it too. Yeah, I missed that too.
Runs into the risk of if Brahms comes up empty, it could be bad for him. Whereas Billick's better equipped to handle Brahms thanks to the one whip upgrade he has. Try and farm. One thing I've noticed is early Brahms seeds tend to have holy water in there. That's also why I don't think it's necessarily a bad play. Stairs. Everyone's favorite enemy combo. Only thing that can be possibly worse is Medusa head and stairs. Kind of seeing on Sass' side what the difficulty of level 1 in Brahms with the leather whip is. I jokingly refer to it as Death Simulator. Especially since this seed rolled a very annoying enemy set for this mansion. Just more irritating and slow you down kind of annoying, not necessarily kill you. He's going to check Morning Star.
Yep.
If it's another progression item, it's going to be huge for him. Bill can farm here. It's a good thing he's got that whip upgrade. 10 HP for these zombies.
Ooh.
That got hit there. That's going to mess up his sub-pixel. He's just going to reset it by touching the stairs and just go from there. Is an oak steak. You can't afford it.
Oh. That's always a bad feeling.
Farming's going to be a pain in the butt, unfortunately. That Xenomorph does a lot of damage. That alien does a lot of damage. His whip does very little.
What do we got here? The flame.
Alright, so Sacred Flame on Billick's end, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Well, since he's upgraded his whip once, it'll actually do some damage.
Yeah, I don't think he got it, but
It's not really that valuable. Like I said, most of the only sub weapon that's really valuable is Holy Water. Actually, no, the dagger's valuable. Well, in my opinion.
Yes.
He hit the ground. I think he got off the stairs. 1 life left. I don't know how many hearts he has.
Making his way.
Uh-oh. He fell down. Or maybe he's intentionally fell down so he could farm this spot. This will be easier.
Maybe. Billick just got his level 2.
As I like to say, level 2 is you're allowed to play the video game. Alright, so Saf needs one more drop to have enough hearts to buy that oak steak. He's got 39. The oak steak is worth 42. And we got an enemy that doesn't understand collision on his screen. Alright, so now he should have enough. And he's still gonna farm. Sure, I agree with this.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Billick's making his way down to Graveyard Duck. See what that has.
Looks playing it out exactly how I would. Curious to see if he takes the boost over the wall. Not necessarily do Laruba, but you could shortcut his way to Algebra. Where you get where the blue crystal guy would be. Sasguy's oak steak.
Yeah, I think that's the play. If you're gonna be down here, that's probably the play to shoot over there and then just check the other garlic check.
He's going for the old school setup, but he did not touch the 3rd stair, so it might not work. Looked like he only got to the 2nd stair. Alright, dagger.
Nope.
Alright, so I think now he's going to go for bronze. There we go. That's able to get the drop, and he gets the jump into Death's room. It's like, I'm just... He's gotta be careful, though. Garlic's on the wrong side of death.
Oh no.
Fortunately, he can just go warp back and buy more garlic if he feels like he's missing garlic. He's got death in the garlic. So
Yeah,
the garlic does 1 HP of damage. And it's a very slow hitting damage, so that's gonna be sitting there for a minute, although it certainly beats dying. Leather Whip death is next to impossible without laurels. At least 2 pulled off, in my opinion. That's if you had great whip rhythm.
Yeah, I feel like I certainly can't do anything less than Thorn. But
Getting knocked down. One. Death getting getting seasoned. Alright, right side. Looks gonna take an intentional. Yeah, that sometimes the boat ride can be a little tricky if you're not sure what's there. I think he's trying to damage boost off the Mudman. Alright, Death has a crystal.
Okay.
There's blue crystal for Saf. You can go right side. You can do a full right side clear if he finds holy water in the orb. Now he's got red crystal. I'm sure Frantic's watching somewhere. He's like, he's probably like, go to Doina, which is now in logic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna have to buy garlic at some point because he's got to check both of them. Although we know the graveyard duck has dagger, so he could skip that if he wanted to. Alright, so Billick's gonna check diamond. Zap doing right side clear. I don't think he bought a second oak steak though, so that's something to keep in mind. Or well, it looks like he's gonna grab more garlic. So based on the screen of stats farming, all he's going to get is hearts, no experience towards level 2. Alright, we got laurels. At the diamond guy. Not a bad thing to have.
Nope.
So now with more garlic, that's going to go right side. Not sure what his rounding will be. Need an oak stake. Do either full clear either Berkeley or Rover Mansion.
Did he just double up on garlic there?
I think
Or
so.
did he miss it? Yeah.
Maybe he didn't have enough. Now, Billick's entering bronze. You can see with the Thorn Whip that it's a little bit easier for him to navigate. The enemies are not so daunting. Although it looks like they rolled pretty high on his HP randomizer. So, one other interesting note, since Billick does have the dagger, death crit is possible. The trick is it's a frame perfect toss. You have to hit death on the very edge of its hitbox to be able to get it, but it would one-shot him. Crit itself does 185 HP and damage. Death only has 128.
Yeah. Which would obviously be a pretty big time save versus what Sath had to do. So
I bet it's much more aggressive this time around.
So do you think Sath's going to try for the merchant in Berkeley to see what happens, or is he going to just make his way all the way over?
We'll find out in about 30 seconds. Personally, I wouldn't, but you never know. If he guesses right on Berkeley, it's not. All right, there you go. There's your answer.
Here's our answer. And took the high dive.
Stick. Billick going for the retro gaming setup. He does not get the death jump, so he's going to have to take the walk of shame, unlike Sath, who took the stride of pride. Unfortunately, Sath's in the middle of Kutsuchi's favorite fantasy. He's surrounded by birds. Fortunately, this is a very nice screen from the farm. Cards, but it won't give him any XP. So Billick has his red crystal.
Yeah, it looks like Billick's going to make that play and go and pick up this oak stake here now before he heads out.
Curious to see if he waits until he gets a block breaker to check Berkeley, but in my opinion, it's only 3 clues out of 13. That gave him more friendly pattern this time. No block breaker. He obviously isn't going to go left. He warps out of the mansion. No eyeball can't
Yeah.
lose. So we're coming up on the Berkeley Merchant. Fortunately, the Blob has other ideas. Our item is Magic Cross. So I gotta say, that's the second time we've had a... Actually, no, Magic Cross was in there in the last season. That's gonna have to farm to get to 76 hearts to be able to buy that Magic Cross. And he will not be able to get the orb either.
Nope. So he's gonna have to be in the hope that that orb is not needed.
Billick will probably give us the answer to what is in that orb in about 3.5 minutes. No, wait, no, the mansion's 3.5 minutes.
Which definitely gets back to from what we are saying at the beginning. A lot of times, this is the routing and decisions that that go into it for sure. Sometimes it's all the difference, right?
Sometimes it's just the timing of when you pick it up, not necessarily what you check.
Yeah.
I've learned that lesson the hard way a couple times. Alright, it's asking a hug from our good old pal Richard. Exit on out. Now Billick's gonna enter Berkeley Mansion. More birds. You're seeing that having the thorn whip makes combat a little bit easier in Berkeley. Down to his last life. Although he can't gain the XP, and he's already basically the bare minimum level to finish this seed already. One thing to note, in this randomizer, if you take a game over, you don't lose all your hearts. You only lose half of your hearts and all of your experience. In previous versions, there used to be a bug where if you took a game over with 200 hearts, you'd actually respawn with 101 experience towards the next level. Of course, such a bug was heavily abused for 2.5 years before it was patched out.
Yeah, it was nice.
Everyone can thank me for finding that one out. Right, so Billick shouldn't have any issues picking up a magic cross here. Now the runners each have 4 of the 7 required items to beat the game. Heart. No, 3. Heart, red crystal, and magic cross, I think.
So we think if this orb is a blank, do you think Sath might have a small lead at the moment, or are we still that far off?
Depends. But yeah, in Sath's case, he's probably gonna delay going back to Berkeley if he can help it. We'll find out what's in this orb right now.
Dun, dun.
Laurels. So Sath, you're off the hook. Although I'm sure he'd love to have laurels right now. Like Billick's precision on these dagger tosses are so close. I can't tell if they're crits or if they're just or if these are just normal kills. Runners will be heading for algebra next. get 2 checks there. You got the blue crystal check, which is free, and then you got the graveyard check with garlic. Blob is everywhere. As you see on Billick's side. Sathdresh is just 1 screen away from Algebra. We'll get to see what those items are. Probably go garlic first and then blue crystal second. Both of them are free checks, so hard count's irrelevant right now. Alright, we got Silk Bag. French Vanilla. Silk Bag. Blue Crystal. We already know Graveyard Duck is not progression, so this has to be something. A whip upgrade, so... Either I'm wigging out here, or the only oak stick we found so far is in Brahms. That's not good.
Correct.
Since Billick's gonna pick up the chain whip soon, you think he goes for cemetery jump?
The way that this is going, it's probably the way to go.
Like either you YOLO Brahms, or you go for cemetery jump. I'd actually do Brahms first. Hope I get a vanilla oak steak, and if not, get a progression item.
Oh yeah,
if the progression item's in the orb, that's not going to be good. But there's also the Doina play too, which is not be fun. It is possible that there is a block breaker Doina. Chain whip. Looks gonna warp as well. Now Sass picked up his second whip upgrade. The left side will be a little bit easier for him.
Yeah, I mean at this point both players have red crystals, so they have to really realize that like any of that stuff could actually be over all, you know, everything could be over on that side at this point.
Well, the only check that's in logic right now on the other side of the tornado is Doina. Doina Merchant. Oddly, Laruba, Flame Whip locations are blocked by a block breaker. Logic, although it is possible to clear Bodley Mansion without a block breaker. It's just requires a really silly floor drop setup that only I go for. I've actually done it before, but it's actually not worth your time. Just find out if you can break the logic there.
So it considers the whole mansion then in logic, because can't you get to the orb in Bodley without a block breaker?
You can, but it's not in logic.
I see.
The logic assumes you can't floor drop. Or at least standard logic doesn't. Glitch logic doesn't assume floor drops either. But
yeah.
Expects to be able to get to Laruba though. Without the tornado. That's basically the only difference between two main logics. There's obviously like a bazillion ways to play this rando. Looks an Ondel. He's already been there once, so he's going straight for the tornado. That's gonna probably go for blob. Maybe he tries to go for blob. Well, it won't be a blob, but that's what it's called. No luck on the clue on the cliff. That's going for a floor drop. He gets the floor drop after considerable effort to try and hit it. We got. That's going to pick up the dagger from the graveyard duck, and with Richard's buddy Steve following, that there's a chance that going over the wall is possible. Two Steves. Dagger? Alright, so Billick is going for Doina. You can see one player is playing based off the logic, the other player is playing to break the logic. That's gotta be careful. In daytime, these enemies can go down pretty quickly with the chain whip. There we go. Fast over the wall, and now he's gonna check Laruba. You catch what Billick picked up in Doina. Was it a progression item? So in fact, he's
I was paying attention to the blob boost, but he wore it back. I have to assume it was a block breaker.
Doesn't have an oak stick, so Bodley's not in play. Unless we want to gamble on Bodley Merchant being an oak stick. The only reason Billick would be going right side is if he got holy water, in my opinion. Well, that's how I do it, but it could be the nail. It's holy water.
Holy water.
That means Billick's gonna go for full right side clear. And also Laruba is in logic. There's your Laruba logic right there. Spiders and stairs. Name a more toxic combo.
Ugh.
I guess spiders, spear knights, and stairs. In which, if you get hit on the stairs, you get knocked all the way down. There's no knock back to take you forwards. I'm sure he would prefer not having to use laurels. There we go.
Yep.
Fancy footwork by Sathdresh there. He gets past the Spear Knight.
Okay.
More laurels from the merchant. Now they're the free checks. So that's going to need an oak stick to be able to full clear this mansion. Finding an oak stick would be big.
Silver knife was in the dagger check.
Free diamond in Laruba. Oak sticks are still very hard to come by in this seed. Making sure there's enough hearts for this in case there's a whip upgrade. I've got the good RNG from Camilla. Oak sticks for sale in algebra. There are more laurels. I believe Billick did Billick pick up the silk bag in this seed? I think so.
Yeah, that was. I think that was that silk bag was vanilla.
Check.
Yeah.
I said French vanilla because it was a garlic check, but it's the other graveyard. Here's that good RNG eyeball at Laruba. I could have sworn the eyeball was in Laruba last seed too. At Camilla of all places.
Yes.
Billick doing right side clear. Here comes Sacred Flame. So he does the setup. Does the setup. Don't know if he bonked. There's the bonk. Nope, never mind. He got hit by Steve. Going right side. Did he pick up the nail? Is there a nail pickup from the orb?
He had no orb. I don't think he had an oak stake.
Oh yeah, you're right. A sacred flame. Not whip upgrade. Looks gonna pick up an oak stake in algebra and then probably go to Rover next. Possibly a cemetery jump. This has been particularly challenging. This would be definitely difficult for no matter who's playing it because oak stakes are scarce.
Definitely. South's got to be a little worried, right? Thinking that he's had to skip 2 orbs at this point.
Forced to orphan 2 orb checks. Fortunately, we know one of them isn't acquired. Clearing through algebra. First the garlic check, which was an oak stake, and now he's going to check clue. Well, bodily orb is not required. Don't remember if there was anything about the merchant, but usually when with bodily, it's like if one of them is blank, you're probably going to fade it anyway. Is playing footsies with our good buddy Richard. Good job of avoiding the bones. And algebra has 2 oak stakes. Hub. Billick's gonna go for. Looks like Billick's gonna go for cemetery jump here. And fade Rover, which I don't necessarily agree with. But see what happens. See what Sath finds in Rover. That's is one play. Fortunately, there are 2 oak stakes blocked by holy water. The only oak stake we know he can pick up is a trip to Brahms. Alright, so Billick's gonna use laurels. Zath is entering Rover. For Sassy, there needs to be either an oak stake or a nail. Because after that, his only other play left is Doina. It's like Billick picked up a gold knife somewhere. That's probably what was that sacred flame. I want to take a guess on what's in that Laruba orb. After we see what's here. Oop, Sath did get the nail. So Rover is required, so Sath's not out of this race just yet. But the Rover orb is not. Jubal, his only play, he's got 2 plays, either left side clear or go to Varos. And Sath's opting for left side clear. Well, mostly left side clear. Still need holy water to do the full left side clear. But having that chain web will make left side clear a lot easier. Ooh, Sath did not touch down, so he'll have to do the swamp again. I imagine Billick's going to restock up on laurels here. I'm trying to take out the spider, which is actually the easy part of the staircase. The hard part is getting past that spear knight. Although getting a boost from the spider web will make it easier. Unfortunately, Sat takes a very ill-timed game over. That's going to hurt him on left side clear, because that's less hearts that he has. So Billick's going to stock up on laurels. Get a blank free check. Did Billick pick up Oak Stake on the way out? Oh wait, no, he didn't go to Rover. So
Yeah, so he has it still. So he's good there. So. No, Rover's probably going to be another Oak Stake, so...
There's still plenty of checks left. There's a whip upgrade. Very expensive whip upgrade. Alright, Laruba Orb is an Oak Stake. Good call. As I like to say, Oak Stake begets an Oak Stake. So Billick had a little bit of trouble with the setup on Camilla. Fortunately gets good RNG. So the stun lock will still work. The timing's a little bit off. Fortunately, Camilla spins twice. Guaranteed to spin twice. The eyeball. Looks gonna warp again. Got an Oak Stake. Is opting to go left side clear. So the longer he delays, longer Billick delays Rover, the harder it's gonna, the more time it gives Sathdresh to catch up. 119 hearts. Gotta be careful. He's got that garlic equipped, although he doesn't really need garlic for anything. All right, so Ondol has the rib, and Sath has just enough hearts to get the rib. Now Sath just needs the ring. Ring go mode. This seed has gone. It's been a difficult seed, but Sathdresh has made enough good checks that he's still got a pretty good chance of winning this one. You know, in Rando, sometimes you're only one or two good checks away from going from behind to ahead. Billick's, I don't know if he has enough hearts for the whip upgrade. Doesn't have enough, although for that many hearts, it's not worth it in my opinion. Alright, so Sathdresh is gonna go read the clue in Oak Stakes for sale in algebra. we have two clues that say that. Because the other one I think was at the woods location to the right of Sacred Flame. Alright, so Sathdresh is gonna go for Flame Whip first. Billick does have the advantage of Holy Water, so if Holy Water is required for the seed, then Billick does have a slight lead. If not, oh, there it is. But Billick still needs to find the rib in Ondol and the nail in Rover. So Sathdresh is gonna have to get the Holy Water from Doina to finish out the seed. Be interesting to see if Bodley is in play. without the information about what's in the orb. Or no, but Sath also doesn't have... Wait, did the... Flame Whip had an oak stake, right?
Yeah, that was the last oak stake.
There's a good chance that Sath does. Does go for it. Which wouldn't be bad. Morningstar Whip is never a bad thing. Be careful. Interesting to see what Billick does next. Like I said, he has to go to Rover to pick up the nail. Finish out the seed. Sathdresh needs to pick up Holy Water, and then go to Alba to get the final drag part that Sath needs. It'll come down to who does their last set of checks first. Very close. You saw right there, a Chain Whip just eviscerated some of those enemies. Some enemies in Bodley Mansion, because they're replacing boulders, will actually have only 2 HP. Or was it 1? No, I think they have 1. Because normally the boulders don't move. They're just there. You take damage if you touch them.
Yep, looks like Sath's taking advantage of that and trying to build up his heart count here.
Yep. Well, he's already 3/4 of the way there. Might as well go for level 3. Although I don't like farming to a level unless there's an intent behind it. Because then it's just parts you can't spend. There's parts you can't collect kind of thing. All you're getting is experience. Alright, so Billick hit the clue with the holy water. Got his hint about the algebra oak stake, probably not amused by it. See if Sath is not gonna go for... Oh, no, Sath is going to go for the thing, but he's got to be careful. I'd actually recommend taking intentional death here. Semi-intentional. Oh, he went for it, got first drop, but not the second. It is a double floor drop, and then you do a wraparound jump afterwards. Never attempt this floor drop without block breakers, is my recommendation. So Billick's going to pick up an oak stake from Flame Whip. Most likely we'll check the Bodley Merchant. Hoping that's his nail. Don't know if that'll include the orb as well, knowing that it's a whip upgrade. But we know it's not the last one. Or garlic. That's going to go for the orb, pick up Morningstar Whip, which will help him in combat situations. Obviously doing more damage is never a bad thing. Especially when it's free whip upgrade. So the best, the best case scenario for Sathdresh here is after he picks up Holy Water, first check is Alba, not Veros. But most likely we'll head in that direction with all the oak stakes being there. Billick getting bullied by Steve and Richard. Interesting to see if he goes for level 3. Billick does need hearts. Well, not here, but... Oh. close enough to level 3 and a low enough heart count that it's definitely doable. Sathdresh is going for Holy Water Doina. Probably playing and hoping that the ring is there, but we'll find Holy Water instead. We as the viewers know where the final track parts that both runners need to finish the seed out are, but they don't necessarily have that information.
Yeah, this is a tough spot to get Holy Water in, because then it's just like, oh, this is like every other seed. Now we're practically, you know, gotta feel like that you're almost starting completely over again to go find like this one last piece.
It's gonna come down. I think we'll see an inflection point in the next 20 seconds. I'm not sure where he's going. There's nowhere to go. Sathdresh is leaving. There's nowhere to go on this side of the map.
There we go.
Alright, Sathdresh is going left. He's gonna make the play for Alba. And that could make him... And since we know that is the play, with hindsight in mind, Sath will need to pick up about 24 hearts and not take a game over between...
Oh.
Interesting. Another warp?
Changed his mind.
Oh, that's gonna stink. He was going the right way. Let's think the final thing is in the orb. Now, Billick's only got one check left. Rover. Billick's thought process is like, wow, it's in Rover. I can't believe it. And how am I not lost this race yet?
Yeah.
Probably what's going through his head. Yes, that's going to take the numbers on the right side. I can't blame him for that. He doesn't have the information where the ring is. But I'm always at this. Always trust your gut when it comes to routing. You might be right. Or your first instinct's usually the most correct.
Yeah, because he had nailed through there already, right? So he really just has that one check to do.
Well, Sath also picked up Holy Water and Doina. We know that the ring is Holy Water blocked.
Yeah.
Probably has to do with the fact also Sath had to orphan every orb in the game, except Bodley.
Yeah, so for all he knows, he might think he might still need to check orbs, too, so...
Find an oak stick. More so to find an oak stick. Two of them are in algebra, obviously. So yeah, whereas on Billick's screen, he knows exactly where he has to go. That's the only place that hasn't been checked yet. So that's gonna find Laurels. Wonder if Billick picks up an oak stake before going to Rover, just to cover his bases. Knowing very well that there's two oak stakes in algebra and it's not that far away from Rover. Doesn't know where it is, unless there was a clue that talked about the Rover orb. Then obviously that's a game changer.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any clues that said anything about.
Yeah,
Rover
there weren't very
at
many
all.
helpful clues in this one.
Yeah.
Billick's at Rover. Gonna YOLO it. Which is definitely a dangerous play. Dangerous play from his perspective. But you feel like you're 55 minutes in. This is gonna be a 1 hour plus seed. It's like, take the risk, right? Of course, we know it's gonna pay off.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd have that move. I would want to make sure, like, if you know it's the last place to check, I'd make sure that I can be able to just do them both and move on. Oh, he has an oak stake.
Oh, well. That completely changes our changes the entire thought process here. It's got an oak stick already, then oh yeah, because it didn't use the oak stick in Bodley. I am not a good announcer.
We all missed it.
Well, you knew, but I guess you shouldn't be surprised. There was a clue about the orb. Algebra. Sass gonna get an oak stick. Or not. Can't afford an oak wait. Can't afford an oak stick. That's just salt in the wound right there. Well, Billick is serving Thanksgiving dinner. There's the nail. Billick is in go mode. And is on pace for about 104. Roughly about 6.5 to 7 minutes from when you warp to the end of the game. Billick will have the dagger. That'll be his preferred. That'll be the fastest way Billick can kill Dracula. Sathdresh is going to come up empty on right side. So this will actually be a pretty close race final. Probably about 3 minutes. Enough. No more than 3 minutes, in my opinion. Close enough that Sathdresh will be in go mode and probably commit to finishing the seed before Billick hits done. We'll get to see both runners finish most likely. Notice Sass gonna be kicking himself when he finds the ring.
Yeah, I think ultimately that probably was the move that made the difference here near the end here.
Probably have a pit stop on the way with the church as well. So Billick's firmly on 104 pace. A couple snafus could probably make it a 105. And Sathdresh will be on about 106 pace. Well, so it's going to come down to endgame. I still think endgame execution is going to matter a little bit. Billick's ability to kill Dracula will be definitely put to the test.
Certainly, because he's on Chain Whip too. So
yeah, both runners have dagger. They're well versed in dagger strats.
okay.
So Billick's taking the tornado. Sathdresh is leaving Alba. Fortunately, that second floor drop, if you miss it the first time, you don't get it. Second time. Because floor drops are weird sometimes. Fancy footwork on Billick's side to avoid some enemies and get them knocked forward instead of backwards. Except for that one. Alright, so now Billick's in Doina. Yeah, with these enemies, you don't necessarily want to or need to kill them. Just try and stay out of their way. Because this is a mostly vanilla screen. Eyeball, yeah, you can go for kill. Quick enough. So now Billick says, enter what I like to call the fastball zone. Projectiles move much faster in the end game. In the level 5 and level 6 zones. Billick have laurels?
Through there? I thought he did. Yeah.
Seth getting bullied by a lizard. Billick getting bullied by a lizardman. Best thing you can do right there is just take the L and abuse iframes. One.
Well.
Because you're not getting past the fast projectile lizardman. On when you're trying to take stairs.
No.
So one more town, one more screen, and then Billick will be going into the Dracula fight. Roughly on mid 104 pace. Unless he gets quad drop, then it's low 104. Sathdresh is about 105 pace, so one bad Dracula fight is the margin is one Drac fight. Might want to. Yeah, I was gonna say dying there is not necessarily good. Billick's gonna take an intentional death, which I don't get because, which I don't understand because dagger. I understand if it was holy water. But it's a case of okay, he knows he's ahead. He might feel ahead or something, and you never know when you're in Dracula's castle.
Yeah, I figured not take the chance, right? Want to make sure, make sure he has a little bit of backup just in case that's all it's going to come down to.
Sathdresh able to get past the lizardman, despite me saying it was impossible 30 seconds ago. He's going to whip those birds and allow him to get past. Billick's setting up for quad drop. Whom he gets. It's a double. Next best thing.
Cool.
Gonna set the dagger. Sath is probably gonna take a death here. There's just a lot of enemies he's got crossed, and it'll be easier to just do that. Alright, so Billick's just gonna take the stairs. Try not to get hung up with a floor drop. Sath masterfully using that Medusa head to get past that plant.
Here we go.
And you can see that 3-block jump right there. Which is actually a strategy in the any percent speed run. Looks gonna set up. He's got the 29 pixel. They can't seem to get the dagger toss to go. Nope, no crits. Going with the safe strat of golden knife. Gotta be careful. That's a lot of daggers, by the way. If Sath gets quad drop, you don't. Billick needs. Well, actually, now Billick's got pretty good distance on Drac. He's gonna, I think, just edge him out. Sath gets a single floor drop. It would have been interesting if Sath got quad drop and double dagger kill. Alright, so it's gonna take a decent amount of golden knives for. Sath gets the backup triple, but Billick does take the match. It's
takes the match.
Pretty close race, all in all. I said, came down to the decision they made. The decisions made it at the end. They were going to probably most likely finish within a minute of each other. Hits the Dracula fight. Now Sath goes for dagger. Got the 29 pixel. No. Now it's got 30.
There we go. And done.
GG's, gentlemen. That was a very entertaining race, obviously. So Billick will be moving on to face me in the upper bracket finals. And then I believe Sathdresh will be playing. We'll check the bracket real quick. Sathdresh will be playing the winner of Kelari versus Frantic in the lower bracket. I agree with both runners. That seed was crap. What did you think of it?
Yeah, that seems to be pretty much the norm seeds we've been getting throughout this tournament for sure. So, but it makes for some good races.
Yeah.
So, to keeping them close.
So we have 24 deaths, 468 kills, 1,019 hearts on Billick's side. We'll get the stats for Stat in about 30 seconds. See if both of them want to discuss the race before we head out for the day. So, if you want to send an invite, go right on ahead. There should be a button for that. Or do you want me to do it?
There's a button. I don't know.
All right, let me pull it up.
Thank you.
So what you would do is you would hit done for both. That should work. See what happens. That's what you would do. You just click done for both. Click Billick first, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So both run. All right, looks like Billick is here. Waiting for Sathdresh at this point.
All right.
All right, they're both here.
All right, GG, gentlemen.
Well, they're not in the on air yet, but they're
Oh my God.
We'll be here soon. All right, GG, gentlemen. Great race.
Yeah, GG's, Billick.
Yeah, that was something else.
Yeah, that was a pretty mean seed. Kind of went all over the place on that one.
Yeah, that seed had you going all over the map, kind of just like this way and then that way.
I'm just really glad nothing was in the rover orb, because if I would have had to have gone back for the rover orb, that would have, I think I would have forfeited. I would have been like, yep.
Yeah, fortunately the orb lock was in your favor, Seth. Because none of the orbs had anything. That was considered progression, I should say. Obviously, Bodley had that whip.
Yeah, which was nice. You know.
Yeah, I saved Rover till the end. I was hoping to fade it. It just didn't happen.
Yeah, that's actually what kept the race alive, I believe, because Sathdresh ended up going to Rover because that was at one point one of two possible checks he could have done at the time. Chose that over Doina, and Doina ended up being the Holy Water, which is can be a frustrating seed sometimes when you get that early red crystal.
You know, I knew there was going to be, Holy Water or Nail at Doina, but I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to need it, until the end. Because then when I found Nail, I was like, all right, now I know. Like, I was like, I know for a fact Holy Water is at Doina, So, like, when I got there, when I finally started heading to Doina, I was like, this is, I have to get this Holy Water. Like, I was really hoping that I was going to find the ring right before I had to grab the Holy Water and then take off, but it didn't pan out that way.
Yeah, it definitely was possible with the way the seed went, but fortunately that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I got nervous there a couple times. Once I was nervous that there wasn't going to be anything behind Holy Water, and I was actually pretty relieved to see that last item. I think it was the ring was behind Holy Water.
Yeah.
And also Laruba, I was worried that there wasn't going to be anything there and you'd be able to fade that, but luckily Carmilla had something, so that worked out. The only thing that didn't work out was saving Rover till the end. That probably cost me a few minutes.
Yeah, it was that, and then I think Seth actually had a chance to pull ahead, and once you picked up the Holy Water, you initially leaned to the left, but then decided to go back to the right side. What was the thought process behind that decision?
Well, so I was like, okay, well, I have Holy Water, and I was like, maybe it'll be in one of the last check over there, but I was like, you know what? I've had way too many times where Veros has bit me in the butt, where like I didn't go and check it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go and check it. And then when I was already there, I was like, you know what? I still have these two checks to check, so let me go ahead and check these. And then nothing ended up being on right side, so I was like, all right, well, this is the last spot.
Yeah, it
besides the orbs,
Yeah, it was a pretty close race even to the end. I think Billick had a little bit of trouble setting up the dagger crit, which almost opened the door up for an come from behind in that situation.
Yeah,
that was super annoying because I've been practicing that and I've been nailing it every time. And of course, when I get in a race, I beef it. So that was pretty scary. Luckily, I had the gold knife as a backup there.
And then Seth actually had a pretty decent Dracula's Castle. Got the backup triple.
Yeah, backup triple, and then we got the dagger kill also. But
I saw that triple. That was nice.
So, kind of just a little bit of bookkeeping here. Billick will be playing me in the winners finals. Sathdresh will be playing the winner of Killari versus Frantic in the losers bracket. You guys have any thoughts on who your next potential opponent would be?
Well, I'm gonna have to play better than that if I'm gonna beat Freeland. That's not gonna get done what I did today. I great ordered that seed and still barely won, so hopefully I'll play better next time.
Yeah, and with Frantic and Kale, they're both really good players as well. So we'll see how it goes. Every time one of these can be kind of a toss up. It just kind of depends on what gambles you decide to take and how you decide to read the seed.
So do you two have any final thoughts on this particular race before we take off?
Yeah, whoever rolled that is not allowed to roll anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
All right, I will make sure not to roll it.
Not allow Freeland to roll any more seeds.
Yeah, we should have Big Daddy Drums roll the seeds instead.
Yeah, I'm banned from
sorry,
rolling
Two
as
Snack to
well
roll the seeds
after
instead.
the other day.
I think Two Snack rolled the first one.
But yeah, thank you all for having us, and thank you Freeland and Big Daddy Drums for commentary. So yeah, much appreciated. And
yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.
Yeah.
Before we take off, we're just going to talk about the upcoming races for this tournament. Check the docket real quick. Speaking of the Killari versus Frantic matchup, that race will be scheduled for Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So Seth won't have to wait too long to find out who his opponent is. That'll be tomorrow. And then we'll get the rest of the tournament scheduled, obviously, underway. And then got another loser bracket match. Zytoriak is going to be playing Big Daddy Drums, with the winner going on to face Tusnek in the third round of the losers bracket. So anyway, that'll wrap it up for us. Thanks everyone for watching. Like I said, more CV2 Rando. You never know how these randomizer seasons. Well, that's what makes it such a fun tournament, obviously. So before we take off, you have any final thoughts, Big Daddy Drums?
No, some good races, some some good high quality entertainment, and thank you for hopping on and taking part in in commentating with the second race. That was a lot of fun, and we learned a lot. And we'll see you out there in CV2 land.
All right. So thanks everyone, and have a good rest of your weekend.